Most sellers think buyers walk into a home and they immediately start noticing the kitchen, countertops, finishes, maybe the backyard. And sure, those things matter, but after walking through hundreds of homes over the years, I can tell you something that most sellers actually never realize. In the first 10 seconds of a showing, buyers are already deciding how they feel about your home. And that feeling often starts shaping the rest of the showing before we've even made it to the kitchen. I have watched buyers walk into homes that have looked incredible online, but within seconds, I can feel the energy shift. And I've also seen buyers walk into homes that maybe they weren't the most updated, but something about the experience made them stay longer. They ask more questions and they emotionally connect. So in this video, I want to break down what buyers are actually noticing in that first 10 seconds they see your home, and why understanding this could completely change how your home stands out or shows and presents when it first hits the market. One of the biggest misconceptions sellers have is thinking that buyers are walking into a home with a checklist. Bathrooms, check. Kitchen, check. But that is not usually how it starts. The first thing buyers usually experience is not logic. It's emotion, it's instinct, it's their senses. And whether they realize it or not, buyers are asking themselves one question almost immediately. Do I feel comfortable here? Not how old's the water heater? Not what's the roof condition? Not yet. Those things are gonna matter, but not in the first few seconds. In the first few seconds, buyers are feeling the home. And that emotional connection often means whether buyers are gonna lean into the showing or emotionally disconnect. So let's talk for a minute about what's creating that reaction. The first thing buyers often notice without even consciously recognizing it is smell. The smell is powerful because it creates an emotional response even before the buyer has time to think about it. I've had buyers walk into a home and they immediately slow down. Not because they saw something, because they smelled something. Maybe it's pet odor, maybe it's moisture, a strong air freshener, a strong candle, or a cleaning product that maybe feels like maybe they're trying to cover something up. And that's where buyers start asking themselves silent questions. What am I not seeing? Why does it smell like this? The challenge is most buyers won't say that out loud. They're going to become a little more cautious, a little more skeptical, and once skepticism enters the showing, everything is being judged more critically. Now on the flip side, a home that smells fresh, clean, and natural brings comfort. That comfort, it creates connection. So if you're prepping your home to sell, smell matters a lot more than people think. The next thing buyers notice instantly is lighting. And I'm not just talking about whether you have nice fixtures. I'm talking about how the home feels when someone walks in. Does it feel bright, open, airy, or does it feel dark, closed, and heavy? I walked into homes with beautiful updates, but because the blinds were closed, bulbs were mismatched, or the furniture's in the way blocking that natural light, the entire home feels smaller, less inviting, less energetic. Buyers are going to respond to that emotionally immediately. And then I've seen homes that aren't fully updated, but because the lighting's warm, natural, and intentional, the buyers stay longer and they ask better questions. They start emotionally connecting because lighting doesn't just affect what a buyer sees, it affects what they feel, and that feeling often affects the rest of the showing. And if you're watching this because you're thinking about selling, or maybe your home's about to hit the market, these little details matter more than most people realize. If this is helpful so far, go ahead and like and subscribe to the video. It helps more homeowners find this real, practical, normal information. And if you want more straight talk about buying, selling, or investing in Colorado, make sure you're subscribed. Now, let's talk about one that almost nobody thinks about. This one actually surprises people: temperature. I've walked buyers into homes, but the second you walk in, it feels stuffy. Too hot, too cold, too humid. Buyers, they notice that stuff immediately, even if they don't say anything. Because when a home feels physically uncomfortable, it's gonna create distraction. Now, instead of focusing on the layout, the finish it, or the possibilities, they are thinking, why is it so hot in here? Does the AC work? Is the furnace hold? Why does the upstairs feel different than downstairs? Again, not always conscious, but it does change the experience. And sometimes it even can change the way that the buyer perceives the condition of the home. Something as simple as temperature balance, airflow, opening windows can change the entire experience of the showing. This one is huge, and it's actually going to happen in the first few steps. Buyers are subconsciously asking, does this home really make sense? Can I move through it easily? Do the rooms connect naturally? Or does it feel awkward? Do I even know what this room is supposed to be? When the flow feels off even slightly, it creates friction and question. Maybe the furniture placement makes the room feel smaller. Maybe there's way too much furniture. Maybe that entry feels crammed. Maybe the buyers walk in and they don't immediately know where to go to next. That uncertainty definitely slows people down. And when buyers feel friction, emotional connection, it gets harder. On the other hand, when a home feels easy to walk through, easy to understand, easy to picture daily life, that's when a buyer starts to relax. And relaxed buyers make strong decisions. And finally, there's noise. This is one of the most overlooked things in real estate. I've had buyers walk into homes and everything looks fantastic, but then barking dog next door, the road and traffic noise behind you, or the neighbor next door, construction nearby, kids screaming outside. Suddenly, that buyer's attention just shifted. Now, let's be real, noise doesn't automatically kill the deal, but it absolutely affects first impressions, especially if buyers weren't expecting it. And what's interesting is buyers don't really often say the noise bothered me. They'll say things like, we're still thinking, or it just didn't feel right. And often, this is why. Because homes aren't just visual experiences, and sound plays a bigger role more than most sellers realize. When we prepare and present a home to market, we're not just thinking about square footage, pricing, and photos. We're thinking about the whole thing, the buyer experience. What does the home smell like? How does it feel? How does it flow? What's the lighting doing? What distractions might buyers notice before they even mention them? Because in today's market, buyers are way more selective. When homes feel effortless, comfortable, and emotionally easy, that's when the stronger offers tend to happen. At the end of the day, buyers don't decide how they feel about the home after 30 minutes. A lot of that decision starts in that first 10 seconds. And if you can understand what buyers are noticing before they ever say a word, you can position your home in a completely different way. I'm Dave Richins, and if you're thinking about selling in Castle Rock, Parker, Castle Pines, or anywhere in the South Metro Denver area, I'd be happy to sit down and help you position your home from the right way to start. And if you want more real estate insight like this, I've got more videos right here on my YouTube channel where I go much deeper.